Let's go through the initial configuration on OPPO Reno 15 Pro. I'm gonna show you how to set up the phone and how it looks like. So if we tap on that arrow, then we need to choose the language that we want to use on our phone. So we're gonna stick with English in this case, and let's go next. Then we have the selection of regions, and unfortunately we cannot really search for a region. So if your region is down on the alphabetical list, then too bad for you, you have to scroll down for it. And we're gonna search for, in my case I'm just gonna choose United States because why not, and let's tap on next. Then we have the legal information, so we need to tap on next in order to continue. If you have inserted your SIM, and if you have two SIMs actually inserted onto your OPPO Reno 15 Pro, then we can select the default data SIM. And if you probably don't insert any SIM at all, then you can probably set up eSIM straight away if your OPPO Reno 15 Pro has eSIM, because in some regions OPPO Reno 15 Pro does not support eSIM. Then after that we can see that we can set up this phone by using another device. So you can copy some stuff from your phone pretty much straight away. You can choose Android device or iPhone or iPad, depending which one you had. And if you want to perform a clean setup, then of course we can still do that by tapping on skip. Then we have to connect to Wi-Fi. So you can choose your Wi-Fi from this list. You can also use the QR code scanner to use the Wi-Fi QR code if you have one, or you can skip that if you don't want to connect to Wi-Fi and set up the phone with the Wi-Fi. In my case, I'm gonna connect to my Wi-Fi network. And once we connect, we should be able to go ahead and tap on next. Now we need to wait for the next screen to appear on our phone. And now over here you can copy apps and data or use Google Backup if you have a backup on your Google account by going next. And if you choose next, or if you decide to not copy the data, after that we will have the Google sign in page. So of course we can sign into our Google account quite easily. So if you want to get a backup from your Google account, you want to sign into the Google account on which you have the backup. Of course, you can also create a completely new account, or you can skip that process and you don't have to sign into a Google account if you don't want to do that right now. After that, we need to choose who will be using our device. So in my case, I'm gonna be using this device, so I'm gonna tap on next. Then we have to agree to Google Terms of Service. After that, we have the unlock method, so you can create a screen lock password straight away. And once you create the password, you can also set up fingerprint and face unlock options. You can of course skip that for now if you don't want to bother yourself with this at this moment. You can easily set up the password and biometrics later on in settings, so you can tap on later over here. Of course, if you still want to do that, feel free to do so. This setup is really easy, you just have to follow the instructions that you will see on the screen. After that, we have a couple of different Google services. In my case, I'm gonna turn everything off because I don't need them. And in your case, you want to scroll through this list and decide by yourself if you, for example, want to use location straight away or not. One thing that I can recommend you to do is to disable allow scanning option, because you don't really need to have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth scanning enabled all the time on your phone. It is not really necessary, and it can actually save the battery quite a bit if it's off most of the time. So we're gonna tap on accept over here. Then we have the Google backup option. You can create a backup on your phone, and you can decide if you want to backup photos and videos as well as other device data that is listed below over here. You can uncheck a box on this list in case you want to not include something. And then if you're ready, then of course we can tap on turn on backup, but it is not really necessary to do so, so you can decide to not backup any data whatsoever. Then we have the choice of the default browser and search engine. So we're gonna tap on next, and first we need to select a browser. So from this list, if you don't know what to choose, if you are unfamiliar with browsers, then the most popular choice is going to be probably Google Chrome. So you can select that. And if we set as default, then we have the choice of search engines. Now here, the most popular choice is of course Google, so you can go with that if you don't have any preferences. And then we can set as default. Now we can continue setup, and in this case, if you choose to continue, you can still find some setup options related to Google. And if you'll even get reminded, then you will skip Google setup and you will just proceed with some OPPO setups. So it is not the end of the configuration. I'm going to actually continue, so I'm going to show you what is after that. So in here we have some information about Gemini, and you can set up Hey Google voice recognition, so you can activate Gemini with your voice. However, if you don't really want to use that, you don't have to. You can just tap on no thanks. Then we have the Google Pay setup, so you can add your payment card, so then you can be able to you can pay with your phone essentially. But you don't have to do this right now as well, because you can afterwards use the Google Wallet app in order to get the payment card information on your phone, and then you can use your phone to pay with the phone as well. So if you don't want to waste your time on that right now, you don't have to do so. But of course, feel free if you decide to do so, if you want to be over with that. Now, then we have some additional options, like we can add another email account. So if you have more Google accounts that you want to use on your phone, then you can, of course, add them straight away. If not, then you can do so in settings. We have some additional apps that we can review. And also we have change wallpaper option, which I don't think is really that important right now. So I'm just going to tap on no thanks, and then we can proceed to further options. Then we can toggle mobile data in here. So I'm going to keep it enabled. We have some recommended services in here, and you can, for example, activate auto update overnight, or maybe some other stuff, like for example the app market if you want to. But one thing that I can perhaps recommend you to keep enabled is the phone manager service. It actually contains quite a bit of different things. It actually allows you to use the phone manager app, which is pretty decent, so you can keep it on. Other than that, you probably want to scroll through this list and decide by yourself what you want to have enabled. I can also recommend you using Quick Connect over here, because it's pretty great to have enabled. Of course, if you still agree to or disagree to use something, if you try to use these features, then you will be asked to grant all the necessary permissions so you can still use them. It's not like you will have them enabled or disabled forever. Now, we have the screen color mode, so we have standard and natural colors, and these are only two standard colors, but I believe if you go to display and brightness settings afterwards, you will find some more options available in there. For now, I'm gonna choose the natural color palette for myself. There is the navigation method, so you can use gestures to navigate on your phone, or if you prefer to have 3 buttons at the bottom of the screen, then of course you can go for buttons, and you can also choose the layout to decide where the back button should be placed, on the right or the left side of the phone. So we're gonna tap on done, and that should be pretty much it. There we go, we are all set, so we can tap on this arrow. And here is our home screen. Of course, now you can go through the Play Store, for example, to get all your apps, or you might want to go through settings in order to make some adjustments on your phone. If you are unsure what you should do at first on your OPPO Reno 15 Pro, then I can recommend you checking out my other video, the first things to do on OPPO Reno 15 Pro. You can check that out on my channel, so you can, for example, do something that you might miss if you try to do this by yourself. And that is pretty much it. Leave a like and subscribe.